It's been 6 months since the outbreak. No one knows how it started. Thousands are dead. Birmingham, England. 3 men.
How you doing?
Hello, what's up now?
Trapped. Using a fortunately placed radio transmitter, they tried desperately to get a message to the outside world. This is their message.
Tom Huddleston, isn't it?
Oh, fuck off.
I mean, it is. I'm a bit lost.
We are the Monikers, and this is...
Massive ones.
Hello, I'm Pete Maley, this is Dean Barker.
Hello.
This is Alan.
Yo.
We are the Monikers, and this is Down the Website, the podcast that asks the big questions like, how do you eat yours?
I like to just stick my tongue in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bite the top off?
No.
You just got
I
your
just
tongue is that
drill a
hard?
hole with my tongue.
Tongue scented
into
tongue.
it, yeah, and then throw it away. I don't eat it. Just
Tongue
drill a hole
punch.
with my tongue,
Yeah.
throw it away.
How do you eat yours?
I don't like them. I think they're horrid.
You don't look up at all?
No, I don't like them. They're too sickly.
Okay.
I don't like them anymore. Used to love them, but I think they are horrible now.
Yeah. They think there's just, the consistency's changed.
Yeah.
It does, yeah. We used to worry, didn't it?
The fondant centre's not as gooey as it used to be.
Yeah.
We are in fact talking, of course, about cabbage cream eggs. As it's just gone Easter. And so as a time of chocolate, a time of reflection, a time of Jesus.
What has it got to do with Jesus?
Well, it's a bit rebirth in it. I think that's the...
A chocolate egg?
Not necessarily a chocolate egg. I think that's a relatively new invention. I think it started off with people used to paint eggs and give them as gifts.
No, that was myrrh, wasn't it? That
That's
was
where the eggs come from.
Yeah, oh, okay. I thought it was Jesus did say,
like,
save me an egg, I'll be back on Friday. I'll be back on Sunday. So close. So close. It comes from...
R.I.P. that job.
oh, God, I don't.
Jesus said, no, wait, I can do it again.
Time of there.
Damn you, Jesus.
21 past 8.
I don't, yeah.
So, chaps, we've survived another week. It's been a
Barely.
first full week
Yeah.
here in the woods,
In the cabin.
our cabin in the woods.
It's been okay, you know.
It has, yeah. It's not been too bad.
It's been a lot quieter around here than it was in the Birmingham City
Yeah,
Centre.
we've seen a lot
Oh,
less
no,
of them.
no.
I've seen one or two about in
Yeah.
the woods, yeah.
Yeah, so have I. They're stalking me.
Stalking you.
They're stalking me. They're all dressed like Panto characters as well. I don't get it.
Why do you think they're stalking you? Because
Because everywhere I go,
with
they're there.
respect, they're not after your brains, are they?
Well, what do you mean? I have the massive IQ. Massive. I was told that when I was 15. Said, oh, you've got a massive IQ.
Of
63. But that's big, isn't it?
No, it's really low.
Huh?
No.
What do you mean? It's out of 100. That's
That
pretty
would
big.
have been called, in those days,
Starfish.
educationally subnormal.
John Coffey. But without the magic.
Yeah. The magic of John Coffey.
John Coffey's magic. Yeah, I've been stalked, I swear, every time I go somewhere. They're there. There's one. I'm sure it's Chris Biggins.
A zombie Christopher Biggins.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Everywhere I go, they're there. I can't have a piss. I can't do it. But because they're there watching.
What are you doing?
They don't even try and eat me.
There is a toilet out the back, you know. You ain't got to go out into the woods.
They just like pop. Like,
Okay,
like,
so-
look, there's a tree and they just pop out like
You
that. Just
haven't
pop
been
their head
using
round.
the toilet because a zombie Christopher Biggins is stalking you.
Yeah, I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's got a rolling pin as well.
Whoa, is he got a rolling pin?
What has he got a rolling pin?
Is he Christopher Biggins?
He's been in Panto and
He's just done bike off.
He's one of the ugly sisters or something, I suppose. And he's got a
Oh, no,
rolling
he
pin.
isn't.
I
Thank
guarantee,
you, good night.
if you look out there, look south.
How do you look south?
Well, just look south. And then when he looks south, you'll see him. Chris Biggins, he's always around. Can't do nothing.
Yeah.
He hasn't tried to eat me either, which is exactly why I say
Are
stalking.
we sure it is a zombie, Chris Biggins, not just Chris Biggins?
He's maturing me, isn't he? He's just maturing me.
21 days. He's going to eat you.
Want you a bit more gamey?
Just following. It's not good, man.
There are very strong, strict rules about stalking.
What do you mean?
No, there are laws
Like a code, they
on
have to stay.
stalking harassment, coercion, that kind of thing. So yeah, perhaps you need to.
In real life, isn't it?
This is genuine. This is nothing to do with zombies. This is if you think that you are being stalked, there are laws.
Can't exactly take a junction.
You can't take him to a junction.
Can't junction him. What is it?
Injunction.
Can't get an injunction, can I?
No,
what are you gonna do?
no, I suppose not.
And there's not
All right,
many
then.
coppers out here, is there?
So we'll keep an eye on Christopher Biggins.
We'll alert the
Don't
authorities.
just keep an eye. Look, he's freaking me out.
Okay.
All right.
No,
we'll do what we
don't
can.
think
we'll
you
do what we
understand.
Pete,
Indeed.
news this week. You're the man on the pulse, finger on the trigger.
Yeah, I've been on the net.
You're right. Managed to get a signal.
Yep. This time, yeah.
I have to go all the way down there. Where
So the
Biggins-
new trailer for XMen Dark Phoenix
X-Men Dark Phoenix.
has dropped, which is the new, and I've heard, final film in this series. They're sort of putting it away because of the Marvel.
Sophie Turner of Game of Thrones fame.
Yeah, Sabotage.
Sansa. Yeah.
What does this mean now? Does that mean they're going to reboot the lot again?
Yeah, because you know, like Disney's got the rights back.
Yeah.
For 20th Century Fox, so they're going to reboot it, sort of integrate it back into the Marvel universe.
So we might get Wolverine back.
Not yet, I don't think. I think it's too soon.
But you've got a whole story arc for Wolverine, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, oh, I suppose.
From his sort of inception, creating him, sticking the adamantium on him, finding out he was an X-Man, to him dying on a tree. Yeah. So
and loving it as well. He
there's
loved
not
it.
much you can,
Dead and loving it.
He loved it.
Wolverine dead and loving it. No, but I think it's been too soon. After they've killed him off, they made a big thing about him. Like, this is his last film, killing him off, and he was a fantastic. Logan was a fantastic.
Yeah,
film,
lovely.
So I think they've got to give it. They've got to give it a good few years
was a good film.
before you bring it back.
Definitely one of my favourite. Can it be classed as an X-Men film? Sorry.
What?
It's not really.
Logan.
No,
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, I think so. It's you want us like
In the same way,
superhero
that
film. I don't think it was a lot of classic, but I mean it was.
Han Solo film is a Star Wars film.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
as
yeah.
that, isn't it?
I suppose, yeah. Well, that's coming to an end, isn't it, as well?
Yeah. So everything's a changing.
It is. Everything's changing this year, by the
Need some
sound.
new heroes, guys.
I know. I need a hero.
I think it could be us.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. Well, you got the Wiggler,
The Wiggler.
the Leveler, and Tom Bandit. Apparently.
TikTok.
TikTok, motherfucker.
See what I mean? You remember?
You've been levelled.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So we just watched a trailer.
Yep.
So are you excited about this film?
I wouldn't say I was excited
No,
about it.
no,
No, it was. They were a bit in the background, weren't they? The first one came out, it was great, but after that, they were all kind of there or thereabouts.
I think it looks good.
It's the same, really, as a Transformers film.
Oh, well, I just went from number one. They went down.
No, but number one was brilliant.
Oh, I love the last one.
You know, it was. You thought this was going to be a franchise that lasted donkey's years, and then they just couldn't hold it from then on. Even though they had lots of famous people in, I think Anthony Hopkins was in the last one.
Yeah,
was
but
it the last
yeah.
night? Was it?
No, the last one was ridiculous. But Mumby's the last one, isn't it?
I ain't seen that.
No, but what I'm saying
It's a good
is
film.
that it's never sort of captured the
Zeitgeist.
yes, the imagination.
Well, I can't say. I mean, I watched the first three. I think all the ones with Shia LaBeouf in, but I can't tell the difference between the goodies and the baddies. You know, the Decepticons and the Transformers. When they're fighting, they're all the same. They're all silver. They all look vaguely the same. Just smash
right.
it out of them. I'm thinking, well, who's it in here?
Yeah, you got to be a mad fan to know straight away. You know, I struggle.
So anyway, what we talking? X-Men we're talking about. And yes, so I think this is going to be the last one. I'm not particularly excited. I think, especially this year, and you've got Avengers, Game of Thrones, Star Wars. I think you know
It's been overshadowed anyway.
Never stood a chance.
But we said this, we've got Star Wars, and nobody's really mentioning Star Wars, are they? It's all about the Avengers.
Yeah.
As soon as the Avengers is done,
That's it.
it'll straight on Star Wars.
Yeah,
It's the
and
build-up.
That's Christmas, isn't it?
Star Wars is
Yeah.
until Christmas. It's become a bit of a Christmas thing, isn't
No,
it?
I think that, got a few months to get excited about it. Yeah. And another thing this week, the second episode of Game of Thrones,
Yes.
season 8. What did you think?
I thought it was really, really awkward.
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, and because you knew that was going to happen, and everybody's seen the memes of
What's that? Gendry, you mean?
Gendry and is it Aya or Arya?
Oh yeah.
Aya.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah. That's it. Anyway, the little one finally got it on.
Yeah.
They got down to some loving in the back of his blacksmiths or whatever it is.
By the forge. Back of the forge.
Give her a good forging over the anvil. And it was just dead awkward. I think because we still think of her as being...
As a young girl,
As the little...
Yeah, she has sort of ground
girl,
up through it. Like,
Who's this? Oh, don't watch it.
Look, we ain't got time to get through all the characters. If you've never watched it, just keep out of it for now.
I can't...
We knew it was going to happen because of... there's been lots of memes about the very first episode.
Yeah.
King Robert, Ned Stark, and saying, "What if a son of mine got with the daughter of yours?"
Oh.
Is that how he talks?
Exactly, that was a fantastic impression. You could put a picture of...
You bag 'em.
But he was meant to be John Prescott, wasn't he?
They called him 2 Punch Baratheon.
Bobby Two Jagged.
Don't know.
He's laughing.
Yeah.
You ain't got a clue.
Don't know.
You didn't know who John Prescott is, did you?
I know who John Prescott is. He does that TV show, doesn't he? With he bakery and stuff. You know, he feeds himself.
John Turrell.
That sounds like a fucking terrible show, doesn't it? Watching John Prescott feed himself.
Anyway.
Welcome to John Prescott Has His Dinner. This week I'm having whippet and mutton.
This week I've been mostly eating tramadol.
So basically the episode was all the characters convening at Winterfell,
Yeah.
preparing for the big battle.
The big battle. Episode 2, and they're there on the doorstep.
Apparently, I've heard the battle's going to span 2 episodes.
Which I am shocked that it's come so early.
But don't you think the White Walkers ain't real? I think the conclusion has got to be the 7 Kingdoms, not the White Walkers. I think they've got to do that and then fight it out amongst themselves for the last...
See, now I assumed it was going to be the fight with the Night King was going to be the climax of the film.
Night King?
And then you'd have whoever was left, to be king or queen or king and queen. Who knows? One of the stories, a big thread of the story, I'm going to put this to you, as somebody who hasn't watched Game of Thrones, is one main character, a young lady called Dany, and she's had help from a king from a distant land who's come and sworn his loyalty to her to help fight off the army of the dead.
Is that the White Walkers?
The White Walkers, yeah. But we found out that they're actually related. They're actually auntie and nephew. However, they didn't know.
And have there been...
Some sweet, sweet lovemaking.
Oh, no. Imagine that. What are you going to get?
Well, you don't have to imagine it. You can watch it. Series 7 episode. It's about 39 minutes in. On a ship.
I'm on it.
No less.
Sky Plus.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I think in the great scheme of Game of Thrones, it don't really matter because there's brothers and sisters. The Targaryens are brothers and sisters that they've always married into families.
Incestual, all over the place.
Yeah.
Jamie and Cersei.
Jamie says it. I think Sansa was engaged to a cousin at one point.
Whoa. Santa.
Sansa.
Sansa.
Jamie was married to Santa.
I can understand. We're talking about dragons and everything. I mean, you get confused.
Is it wrong?
It is wrong.
I'm not attracted to my auntie or anything. I'm not looking for
Well, you say
affirmation.
There's a lad at work from the Dominican, and he got tricked into having sex with his auntie when he was 13.
What?
And he's told me this.
Tricked?
And I was like, what? And he was just telling us, and it was like nothing to him. It was like, it's ordinary. And he was just telling me, I'm like, what? You had sex with your auntie?
That is illegal.
Honest. And then he proceeded to tell me...
13, yeah?
Oh, it is when you're 30, of course.
He proceeded to tell me then about how him and his mates, like they work on the farm with the family and that in the middle of nowhere, and then they'd go off and look after the donkeys and that. Or the burro, as he calls it. I'm serious.
Look after the
Sexually
donkeys.
look after him. Honest.
Is this in
In the Dominican.
Oh, okay.
Not here, not like Chuckery.
Blackpool Beach.
Back in the chemist in Chuckery. Blackpool Beach. Ride the donkey. Meet someone else, isn't it?
Come and ride the donkey. Gives a whole new meaning to a donkey ride, doesn't it?
It's a whole new world, man. I don't travel, I don't go abroad. So
Whole
new world.
Is that a Peter Andre song?
No. It's a Disney song, isn't it?
Anyway, I think that this episode has given everyone a little moment to catch up. The characters meeting again. Some of them like never met. Some of them like shaking hands, and they all know it's like the last night. Could be the last night. They could all be dying the next morning. But I think it does show you who's going to die. So anybody who's like had an aspiration filled,
Yeah.
gone. The people in the crypt, they're all sent everybody to the crypt for safe. All the women and children, it's safe in the crypt. Too many people have said it's safe in the crypt. You know that is a fucking death box down there.
Your first dip.
Celebrity death box.
And do you know what's down there in the crypt?
Dragon skulls.
And it was the bury people down there. So you get all the bodies of Ned, Robert Baratheon. You need one boy walking down there. They're all going back up. You'd be fighting ancestors of dead people. And,
Yeah, good point.
and why didn't Jaime Lannister, who by the way has got off very lightly, considering what he's done to that
Well,
family.
they got bigger fish to fry.
Oh
at the
no! But
moment,
come on,
haven't
it was
they?
one word off the.
Yeah.
What's her name?
That was cool,
Bran.
actually. How Bran said,
Yeah.
the things we do for love. That's what Jamie said before he pushed him out the window.
Yeah.
But, did you cry
Do you know I welled up a little bit
with
with
Sir Lady Brienne?
Yeah, when she
Yeah,
smiled. That was really nice.
lovely. That was, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's a couple of times actually when I was watching it, like Sansa and Theron
Yeah.
when they met again. Because they helped her escape from Ramsay Bolton, didn't they? And so I thought that was a nice little touch.
Theon.
Who's Ramsay Bolton?
He's a nasty bastard, is
He's
he?
a very good baddie. Very good. We should run a poll.
Who's the best baddie?
Who was the best baddie, Joffrey or Ramsay?
General Zod. Is he in it?
No. Okay, yeah, if you listen to this, comment on our Instagram page. We're on Twitter, Facebook. Don't go outside. So, yeah, leave any comments.
Don't go outside. Stay in. Send us messages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why don't Jaime Lannister, this is what I would have done. He's got a full sand, he's got a metal handle. Take it off, get him to the forge, say, right, I want a Dragonglass sword, put on the end of this, and have a big sword
it's
arm.
not Army of Darkness. Is it?
Sword arm, man. He's the best. He was the best swordsman in the army.
Yeah.
He killed loads of people. What? And he says, I can't hold a sword anymore. Turn it into a sword.
On many of our podcasts, one of the most interesting parts is when I talk.
I'm limited.
He's one of the highlights.
Oh, dear.
And one of my favourite highlights of me recently is I was talking about the bomb plot
Oh, the Warsaw
Warsaw.
anarchists.
Yeah.
Bomb plot.
here in sunny Warsaw all those years ago. And I was, for some reason, I've become really interested in Warsaw's not famous for anything, really.
No.
Other than the fact, I think at one point we were the fattest town in Europe.
Yeah.
And with
The armpit of the country.
the highest teenage pregnancy rate,
Yes.
largely down to Al. But I've actually found another tidbit of Warsaw information that I'm guaranteeing will make you say, tell us more, Dino.
Do it.
All right?
Tell us more.
At some point.
Not yet.
Oh.
Wait for it.
And the reason why this is so special, so interesting, this involved a king, the King of Kings, not Jesus, not the King of the English Kings, which hasn't quite got the same ring to
Who's
it.
that?
Who's the King of the English Kings?
William Wallace. No, it's Scottish.
Scottish. Christ, man.
Robert the
Wasn't
Bruce.
he?
The King of
He's
Kings.
Scottish as well. He's
Henry
not.
Henry VIII.
Who was the best English king?
Henry VIII.
George V.
No and no. Right, well,
Henry V.
no,
Henry the First.
it's not
Edward
Henry.
the Ninth.
Yes, you're right. It was Charles II.
I knew it. I knew it.
Yes.
Tell us more, Dino.
The Party King.
Not yet.
Jesus.
You're going to have to give us a signal when you're
A flag.
He was brilliant at many things. Wigs, yes.
Yes.
He got a beautiful Paul Stanley chestnut mane.
Check.
One of the, oh, yeah.
Affairs, yes.
Yes.
Discovered Cocker Spaniels.
We're lurking.
There it is. Fighting. Shit.
Oh, no.
Shit at it. Now, I have always felt, well, always I say, mostly this afternoon when I've been reading about it, a bit of a bond with Charles II.
Yeah.
Because
Why is this?
he was 6'2". as
You're-
am I, 6'2".
Yep, I knew that.
He was swarthy. Do you know what swarthy means?
Absolutely.
I thought it was like dark and
Yes, dark skin, sort of Mediterranean
Yeah,
looking.
but also-
I always thought
Yeah.
it meant fat.
Yeah. No,
So when
swarthy.
people have described me as swarthy, I've always took it as, just call me fat.
Yeah, it's just, it's
no,
not
swarthy,
that.
but look a Padfoot. You know, look a bit of a dodgy character.
Oh, right, okay. I thought you meant somebody out to Lord of the
So
Rings.
basically it means you...
Padfoot. He's looking. It's a very old-fashioned thing. I'm just saying.
Right.
I don't know where I've got it from, but yeah, but swarthy, you know, it's not a word I use very often.
And another thing,
It looks a bit swarthy.
I'm pretty sure we had in common. We both look dead good in skinny jeans.
Oh, wicked.
Right. Now, so, Charles II had lost, again, the Battle of Worcester. Right, well, he'd lost another battle. This one just happened to be in Worcester.
Hey.
To Cromwell and his new model army. Not the 80s band. Oh, look at that. The confusion on his face. Not
Worcester?
In Worcester, the Battle of Worcester.
Why
Okay,
Worcester?
that ain't the.
So he
confusing part.
decided to leg it. And he had to hide at various places around the country on his way to the coast. And eventually, he'd hide in a tree for a bit, as we all know, before going on to France.
What?
And one of the places he hid at was actually Bentley Hall, which is actually would have been located at the top of my street.
Oh, right, okay.
Literally 200 yards from where we sat now
Yeah.
was Bentley Hall. And when King Charles II, who was evading the rebellion against the crown, he stayed there for a few
What
months.
year was this?
1651.
That was never there then.
Yeah, well, obviously it didn't look the same, did it? There wasn't the pub and the chip shop. What's that, you fool?
16s.
Yeah, 1600s.
In the 16s?
The 16s.
When it says 1650, it doesn't mean
Is that the
10 to
15th?
5.
That's the 17th century.
The 17th century, that's correct.
Yes.
So he actually, yes, he stayed, as I say, he stayed in Bentley Hall, which was this area. It was all fields,
But there was a hall.
and there was a hall owned by a Colonel Lane, a firm royalist and supporter of the crown. The king stayed a few nights where he spent his time dressed as a peasant farmer, and he even attempted to learn the local accent.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah. At which point he goes, fuck this. I'm off to France.
I'm going to France.
Aye, aye. Yeah, I think he decided that rather than spike like us, right, he'd rather do one, take his chances on the road.
No blame.
So early on the morning of September the 10th, King Charles left, sharing a horse with Jane Lane, the sister of
Oh yeah.
the Colonel.
Oh, yeah.
They rode a horse together and set off on the next leg of his journey. On his way to, he was aiming for the coast, but his first leg was to Bromsgrove.
Yeah.
Now, to me, if he's 6'1" and swarthy, and Jane Lane, I mean, who could have been a dwarf for all I know,
It's just called Jane.
but surely right next to where he would have stayed. How about that?
Tell us more.
They rode this. And I've just been a bit sorry for the horse
Yeah.
because they've had to ride the horse
Hang on.
together from here to Bromsgrove.
But have they come from Worcester before they came here?
Yeah,
Well, Worcester's right next to Bromsgrove, so have they come all the way down here?
yeah.
Hid
And
for
then
a
back
bit.
up
Back up to Bromsgrove, where they found somewhere else. As the crow flies from here, Bromsgrove by horse is fucking miles away.
It is, yeah.
Poor horse,
Yeah.
the poor horse.
Bit with us.
You know.
He didn't do it in one journey.
I
Galloping,
don't
surely.
Now, because of her part in assisting Charles in getting to Bromsgrove and then other places, and eventually Boscobel, where he stayed in the tree, and eventually over to France, where he stayed till the Reformation of the monarchy.
Yeah.
Yeah. This,
Yeah.
Riveting.
Lock his hair to that.
this meant that Jane herself became a fugitive and was wanted for being a royalist and assisting the king in his escape. And she actually had to hide herself, and eventually she went and lived in Holland, stayed in Holland till the monarchy was let back in
Yeah.
was, the reformation of the monarchy in 1660.
Do you reckon she was getting wrecked?
Well, there are many that believe that Jane Lane and Prince Charles, no, King Charles, I don't know whether she knew Prince Charles, that King Charles were lovers, and when they stayed here, and I like to believe they started the local tradition that continues to this day of shagging against the wall outside the chip shop.
Yes!
Now, the hall itself became neglected as time went on and was eventually demolished in 1929 through fears it was subsiding because the local area was being mined.
That's probably the M6.
At the time. But there is actually, where I said, a few hundred yards away from here, something called the Bentley King, which is a memorial to this event, to Jane Lane. Like you said, there's a school called Jane Lane.
Yeah, I've seen this Jane Lane school,
And there's also a school called King Charles Junior School. So I think what I'm thinking of doing to bring this back to the people, I'm going to start dressing up like King Charles the second, with a big wig, and the ball and the mitre and so on, and walking around the estate.
Is that a town crier?
And when all the kids come up to me and say, "Hang on, mate, what are you doing?"
Yeah, that they do.
I'll be able to impart this bit of knowledge to them and tell them the important
Is this after they've lobbed rocks at you?
the important part that our little town, our little community played in helping the king flee all those years ago.
Well,
But I never knew that.
I never knew that. So he's walked up this street.
Yeah.
He could have
Well,
gone in that
I
shop
reckon actually that this land here would have been land belonging to the old hall, Bentley Hall, sorry.
Yeah.
And I would have lived on it. I think I would have been like some kind of gentleman
Gardener.
farmer. I'd have had a few people working.
A gentleman farmer.
Pete, you would have been. I like to think of you as some kind of local sort of smith.
Yeah.
I can
Delia
imagine
Smith. Yeah,
doing
he
that.
could be the local chef.
And Al would have been some
Careful now.
dunny emptying crap
Look at Baldrige.
jester that you would hope you would keep praying. Yes, come on in and be funny. And then he just and you send him back out to clean the shitter again.
You're welcome.
The gentleman farmer, the smith, and the shit shoveling jester.
And then a stereophonic song.
The jester covered in shit. The Alan Freeth story.
Yeah, this week I went to see a talk by this, a Dr. Glenn Wilson called How to Profile a Serial Killer. And he's a criminologist, journalist, sort of author. And he helps the police force investigate killings, abductions.
Serial killers.
Basically serial killers. Not just serial killers, because they're quite rare that they're serial killers.
Yeah,
But just like criminologist, and he knows the sort of mind of people, why the sort of people that do these things. So we went through a lot of the famous serial killers. Jack the Ripper, being the obvious one. The BTK killer.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Very nasty.
Dennis Rader.
Yeah.
Dreadful man.
I don't remember that. BTK?
Yeah,
What
it
year
was
was
over
this?
a period of about 25 years. When he did
70s
it. 70s and 80s.
Oh, you have to remind me of that later. I'll Google
We'll have
that.
to
like.
do a thing on that. It's really nasty.
And it turned out he was a man called Dennis Rader, who was a high-ranking official at some local church. Yeah, he was a devout Christian man. And BTK stood for bind, torture and kill.
Yeah. Is that, that's
what he used to do.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Weirdo.
Yeah.
And anyway, so, and it was like you're going through all the characteristics of the sort of people who do these sort of crimes, and basically boiled down to 99% of the time there's a sexual motive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But it's some sort of fetish that they've got.
Sexual healing.
That's what the trophies are for, isn't it? They usually have trophies.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a sexual
trophies,
thing, that
they
is,
like
isn't
to
it?
like reminisce.
We all like sex trophies.
Well, obviously, I know I do. But so they can, at a later date, they can get the trophy out, and it gives them a sexual satisfaction to sort of relive the murder in their mind. And he said there's a thing, if you want to spot people, it's called the McDonald's Triad. So basically a triangle. Mm-hmm. And this is not 100%, but most of the serial killers that they've studied have
worked in McDonald's.
At least two of these characteristics. In the McDonald's Triad. In the McDonald's triangle. Yeah. And there's three characteristics.
You want prize with that?
You can't.
The three characteristics are arson, bedwetting.
Arson?
Setting fire to things. You know what arson is?
I know what arson is.
Not arson.
Like as children,
Arson.
like unrelated to the murders. I see what you mean, yeah.
They've had a history of these things.
Yeah, I'll get that.
There's arson, fire starting, that sort of thing. Bedwetting, normally into the teenage, prolonged bedwetting. I don't mean 8 hours, I mean I think years. Drown myself. And animal cruelty.
Yeah, I knew that one.
I think I'm with that, yeah.
So there's like, it normally started like neighbours' pets or, cats or things like that.
Well, I've got a story about a cat. I need some help. Well, it's not me, it's
Was he wearing boots?
Okay.
No, but he has gone.
Did he have a big cane with a bundle tied to
I hope he hasn't
Was
gone
he
to
going
London.
to London to see the Queen?
Well, not me. I've got a friend, got a mate, and he's asked my opinion on something, and I don't really know what to say. He's been watching the cats for this bloke, his boss.
Yeah.
And it's
watching the cats.
Looking after them kind of thing.
I see what you mean. He wasn't just like sat in the window.
No, not just staring.
I'm with that.
So pet sitting.
He's pet sitting. He's going every other day, I think he said.
Yeah.
And
is this you we're talking about?
Yeah, when you say I've got this friend.
it's a friend.
We know you. We know you've got no other friends other
It's
than
not
us.
me, viewers.
Oh, come on.
Anyhow,
so what's happened?
Well,
Something
one of them's got
happened
out, but they're like pedigree cats. Is there a thing as a pedigree cat?
Yeah.
I thought it was just dogs, wasn't it?
No.
Okay. And they're like quite expensive. The Maine Coons, which are the largest pet you can get.
They're enormous things, aren't they?
Yeah. So he's looking after these cats, but one of them's actually escaped. Now we noticed this cat outside, and when he went outside, he looked in the cat shed. He was sitting in there, but he got him in, and he said he's got a massive cat shed out the back.
What's a cat shed?
It's like a big cat home.
A cattery.
And I'm talking, it's like a double shed for the cats.
So he's got like a cattery.
Yeah. To keep
What's a
them in.
cattery?
Where they
That's
live.
not a thing.
It's like a big cat shed.
Yeah, it's like
A shed full of cats.
got their toys in, and they live
a
there
kennel.
basically. But while he's away,
Like a big kennel.
he's bought them in the house. Well, my friend's he says he was outside when he got there the first time, and then he got him in, and then he noticed him climbing out the window. But he says he grabbed the tail to stop him going. I mean, these are big cats. He was half out, and he thought, well, if he pulls any harder, he's gonna hurt the cat. So he had to let go. Cat's got out. He's run outside. The cat's pegged him. Now these cats don't go out.
Why is it, bro? You just wanged it around by the freaking tail.
They're not. I haven't wanged it. My friend wanged it. No, he didn't wang it.
Look, it's getting confusing now.
But he was trying to get a window, and
Your friend is the cat.
all right, it was me. Whatever.
So you've lost the cat.
This cat's disappeared, man. And I don't know what to do. And I've told him, and he's messaged me from Turkey to say, look, I don't worry about it. But no, I can't now, because this
So put
it's a
some
poor
food,
cat, man. What if a fox gets it?
put some food out and it'll come back.
Well, he said that. He says, put all the cats, because there's 4 of them. He said, put them in the living room, shut the door, open the conservatory door, and it should come back.
Yeah.
And mysteriously, someone went in between the last 2 times I've been, and got a pair of tights, wrapped a pair of socks around them, another pair of socks, and made a big long thing and tied all the door together to keep the door shut so the cats wouldn't get in the living room. But didn't realise there's a kitten.
What, can cats open doors? Can they?
Oh, the door thing's broke, it just comes open.
Oh, okay.
So it was like tied it off.
That's a very elaborate.
But
Right.
it was, man, it took me ages.
Prep a door shut.
But she forgot there's a
Like
kitten.
the scene in The Omen with the typewriter and the shotgun.
But there's a kitten, and he's like, and he was under the chair. He must have been there a day at least without food and water. So like, what am I supposed to do? So I open the door, but the other one's gone now. He's gone.
Well, my first feeling is, fuck them, they're only cats.
No, you can't do that, man.
Come on.
Alright, that might not be a very popular opinion. But you've told the man, you've been on.
I've told him, and
It's
to
a
be fair,
genuine-
he left the window open in the first place.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Well, you would with a house full of bloody giant cats, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, yeah, because it was warm as well, conservatory. But one of them, yeah, he can get out. He's just big enough to get up and get out.
So we need to find a way of enticing the cat back into the house.
Well, I need to find the cat.
You went, no, that's the thing. You entice it. Leave the.
You don't
he
need
looks
to
smell-
do it, the cat will come home.
Guarantee that cat is now further than 50 yards either side. You could
You reckon?
probably in the.
We don't know if
another
it's
tree.
somebody recognises as a big, expensive pedigree, whatever this cat is that's got out. They might
They might-
picked
they
it
might-
up.
they might
But
nick
there's
it.
nothing
Someone
you
could
can do
nick
about
that.
it. Yeah, but there's nothing you could do about that. If he left the window open,
Yeah, he did leave the window open.
You
But
know.
I'd never shut it either, which I was a bit concerned. But he got like these panels across as well, so to stop
and it
him.
sounded like the cat wanted to get out. So there's there's issues there.
He likes being there. I don't think he likes the other cats, if I'm honest. I think he feels bullied by the other cats, so that's why he disappears. Because they are,
It might be the
as you
making
know,
of
they're
him.
big.
You know.
Storm's up here, he's massive. He's
He
like
might come back like McCavity.
Or Jon Snow.
Cat. Or Johnson.
Are we going back to Game of Thrones?
Yeah,
Or is that the
he-
newsreader?
He goes out as like gets sent to the Night's Watch, and he goes out and has a right adventure.
Him who
He
does
comes
the,
back as the king.
him who does the election.
There's going to be cats. The cat's going to go out, have an adventure, come back as Jon Snow.
No, he'll come back and it'll be the making of
As a
him.
wolf.
Who's Jon Snow? The only one I know is off the telly.
Like Jon Snow,
Yeah.
the bastard Jon Snow, left Winterfell.
What a bastard!
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, and he came back, and that adventure
Yeah.
has made him the man he is now, which is potentially, the
Whoa,
king of the
whoa,
Seven
come on,
Kingdoms.
man.
but
Let's
he
get
co-
back to the cat, not Jon Snow.
I'm saying that's he's the cat version of Jon Snow. He's Jon Snow cat.
So we're going to adventure, come back, dead miserable.
Come with me.
No, you've been on it. I would have lied and said that the cat had been run over and you buried it.
Yeah, but what if he comes back then? But
But,
like only fools
like
and
you
horses,
said-
budget.
You've told the man
Yes.
what's gone on.
Yeah.
He seems okay with it.
Well, to a degree.
You've done everything you can do,
I think so.
other than dressing up like a cat
And having a
and being in
wander
the
out.
conservatory when he comes home.
That scared me even more. Or I get
Know what
fucked.
else to say?
Serial killers.
Serial.
If you remember, we were talking about the.
Yeah, I don't
McDonald's
know.
Triad.
Yeah, we got onto the.
So it was all about
I'm sorry
animal
that, mate.
cruelty.
Sorry about that. Yes,
Yeah.
animal cruelty.
So we've got arson, bedwetting, animal cruelty,
Yeah.
and very often
A bang on the head.
a bang on the head.
Yeah.
Can I just ask, this triad thing,
Yeah.
is that what you call it?
Yeah, well, that's all trying.
So, are these the things that you look for in somebody?
They're common.
And that's a common denominator for
They're
a
commonly
yeah.
found, not exclusively, or not every serial killer has got all of them.
Yeah.
But in like studies of serial killers,
it's very common.
it's very common to find those three things, and at some point,
A
I
bang on
think
the head.
there's something that's
Some sort of a.
some trauma that's happened.
it's trauma. Yeah,
Okay. Okay, but how do you find that out about somebody? I mean,
through profiling them when they're in prison.
Yeah, of course, and then the
yeah, but it's too late then. I'm on about beforehand. Because all that's well and good if you're going to do it afterwards, but what about before they do anything?
It's not like Minority Report. You can't catch a serial killer before he's killed.
Well, it's pointless then, isn't it, really?
No, because then you can catch the next serial killer.
But how- that's what I'm
Use
saying.
information. So, I mean, the profiling in the FBI now, since like the 60s, they've been into the prisons talking to serial killers
Yeah.
and just taking all the information from there and putting it through systems like this. And,
Well, that's what I mean.
and
So,
more.
at
This
some,
is just one aspect of it. This
so
triad.
at some point, they're going to... I mean, do they profile everybody? Is it just people in prison?
Yeah,
Or what about the newbies? You know, the newbies, the copycats and all that, you know. What about them?
Because then they know what to look for.
Yeah.
in
They
a
know what to look
person's
for,
history.
but how are they going to look for it? How do they know if they're walking down, oh, he looks a bit dodgy?
Well, they don't do
now
that, do
until
they?
they've done
They-
something.
But that's what I mean. It might be too late then.
If they suspected you of being a serial killer, they might look into your past, through asking family,
I see,
friends,
to
doctors,
catch ya.
and say, at what age did Al stop pissing the
It
bed?
looks like a bedwetter.
Yeah. As he
Why
had a bang
always
on the
this?
head,
Why?
which you clearly have, had a bang,
Bang on the head.
I
Check.
did have a bang on the head.
Bedwetting. Check. Animal cruelty.
Whoa.
He's just threw a cat out the window.
I haven't thrown a cat. Hang on, this has gone
He's
from me
thrown
losing
an
expensive
expensive cat
fucking
to the
cat.
dogs.
So that's basically 3 out of the 4. Arson.
What's that? Arson?
Have you ever set fire to anything?
Yeah. Rob's bollocks. Do you know who Rob is?
How do you
Helkington.
how do you do that?
Well, you get
Was
an
he asleep?
aerosol can thing and you get the lighter, and then you go. No, he was at the park, pissed. We thought it'd be funny. And he set his bollocks on
Which
fire.
is quite funny if he's happening to somebody else.
Yeah, I laughed.
I don't think that class that as awesome.
Oh, and I did set fire to Andy Harper's hair, which went up like a fucking rocket and shit me up. I thought I'd killed him.
So you got 3 out of the 4 then?
I got 4 out of
If
4 if you say. If you can.
So,
And it doesn't mean to say if those 3 things exist.
I'm not a serial killer. I couldn't hurt
Definitely.
anything.
so if we were, all they said, these serial killers, the press normally give them names, don't they? Like Jack the Ripper,
Yeah.
the BTK killer,
Yeah.
the Yorkshire Ripper,
Yeah.
what was it? The
Moira Hindley.
Black Panther.
Yeah.
Moira Hindley.
No, that's not a nickname, is it? That's an actual name.
That's a nickname.
The Moors Murderers would be
Who's
the-
called Moira? That's not a real name. There's no way. Really?
So I was thinking, if you were a serial killer, would you pen your own nickname? Because a lot of
Oh, yeah.
I'd be disappointed if I didn't.
I'd have to.
some of them
to
wrote,
make
I think
sure.
the BTK killer come up with that himself.
Yeah, well,
he kept
He
trying.
used to write to the papers, didn't he?
That's right, yeah,
And he
yeah.
used to send poems
on
warning
signed
of what he was.
BTK.
Yeah, or he would leave notes, and they would be signed BTK, bind, torture, kill. And Jack the Ripper letters, which some people don't believe are
No, it was
real,
journalist, I think.
genuine. He would send his letters. There's the From Hell letter.
Oh, is this where they got the name Jack the Ripper?
Yeah, and it was signed Jack the Ripper. Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was brought up with the press. Jack the
Well,
Ripper.
no, he-
And then he copied it. He
No,
lied to him just to start signing.
and so yeah, that's where a lot of those nicknames.
What would you have, man? What would you have?
I would be. I think I've thought about this. You see, I've worked in prisons a little bit.
You
I've
have,
done
yeah,
some, counselling and mentoring in prisons, and I know I couldn't go to prison.
No.
So, if I was a serial killer, I'd have to get away with it. And what I thought of was doing, I would call myself the Wisdom. The Wisdom. As in Norman. And all my murderers would just be accidents. They would just be funny, clumsy accidents that I'd keep, I'd keep accidentally falling off ladders and landing on people, or knocking people down into wells and things. Not in a Silence of the Lambs kind of way.
What would you do
Imagine
then?
Norman Wisdom demanding that it puts lotion on.
Well,
the lotion in the basket, Mr. Grimsdale.
There you go.
How would you murder him? What would your thing be?
Well, I've just said it. I'd just have to keep constructing accidents.
A bit like, okay. Like Final
pushing them-
Destination.
Yeah, I'd just keep pushing them down the stairs or
Would he-
falling on
yeah.
them. Or
He'd loose a piano at the top of a hill.
Yeah.
Well-known
get a
squash.
piano up on a rope. Like a PG Tips advert.
Well, you could actually, brilliant. You could get a hammer and just walk when they're asleep, creep. And when they
Yeah.
wake up, you shot me, whack!
Can you imagine Norman Wisdom doing that? Oh, you've shot that.
I know what I'd do. My trophy would be feet. I'd pickle them or something like that. Can you do that?
Pickle the feet.
Well, that'll
The
preserve them,
Pickler.
Okay, so the pickler.
Exactly what I was going to come out with.
There is a murderer from the 50s or 60s called Jerome Brutus. Yeah, and he actually had got a dungeon on the side of his house, and he used to keep women in there alive, and he used to take trophies that were their feet. He was obsessed with shoes, women's feet and shoes, and he used to walk around in these shoes. He loved wearing his mom's shoes when he was a kid. Till the time his mum and dad had to sit him down and say, Jerome, it's a bit weird, mate. All right.
That is weird though, because that's the shoe.
They took the shoes off him, and that triggered some reaction to him.
Really?
And part of his murder, his process, was to remove the feet and keep them as trophies. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Jerome Brutus. Vile man.
So can we actually? Could I do that? Could I put it in
no,
some
that's
pickling?
really, really illegal.
Put them in vinegar, pickle them up.
Pickle the feet.
So we got the Wisdom.
And I am the pickler.
The Pickler.
It'll be dark, yeah. I'm trying to sneak up on somebody. But as soon as I get near, you hear. Which are my knees cracking.
The cracker.
Right.
You the cracker?
Oh, I can't walk anywhere. With my knees cracking. It sounds like I'm walking through a forest.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is
steel toe-cap boots.
stealth is no good to you.
No, but I'm not fast enough to like be nimble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I can't be like a sprightly.
You are fast enough.
They'll never catch him. Look, he's on the wall. He's on the. I can't do that.
Yeah.
bit of a loud pad. And with my knees, yeah. So the element of surprise is out. I think. Don't like to think actually about killing people. Just how we get away with it. What will be called? So I think I'll be called the Crick Cracker Killer.
The crick crack killer.
That's the last sound they hear before they die.
Crick crack.
The crick crack of my knees.
Really good.
Wouldn't the last sound they hear be, oh, my knees. Fucking knees.
Oh, that's the cartilage gone.
So there's this thing online, and it's just one of these name generators, and you put your first name, the first letter of your first name, first letter of your last name, and it gives you your serial killer name.
All right.
A little bit of fun, guys.
Yeah, let's go for it.
So I put Dean's in,
Yeah.
DB, and yours would be the City Bay Tickler.
Oh, well, I quite like that.
It's quite nice.
It's got a nice ring in it.
I reckon actually you could die being tickled.
Tickled
That
to
is
death.
a level of panic,
Yeah.
unlike anything else, isn't it? Being tickled.
Oh, you can't be tickled to death.
That leads to prolonged bedwetting.
Is that like a challenge? Is it?
You can't be. No. I am pretty ticklish.
Al, your name would be the Back Alley Stabber.
Okay. What have you put in to get
so.
that?
Just your name. And mine would be the beach house chomper. So it looks like I'm eating the brains.
You got the best one. What's mine? Back alley scupperer.
Back alley stabber.
Well, that's better.
Back alley scupperer.
Oh no, Captain, I think another one's been scuppered.
Oh dear.
That's a bit serial killer, a bit piratey.
Well, that's it. That's the way I am.
Okay, so another week done. Another week survived. Giving
another week
people
done.
tips there on how to avoid being these serial killers, or how to avoid losing your cat
How
by
to avoid Christopher Biggins.
letting
Well,
out
yeah.
after
Just
it.
a
Yes,
quick
if we-
warning. If anyone out there's been stalked, I know how you feel. And if you've got any tips for me, you can, you know.
Christopher Biggins has got a tip for you.
Fucking stop following me through the woods.
Oh God, it's bad enough when he's not a zombie.
So until next time, this is the Monikers. This is Pete,
Bye.
Al, and me, Dean, saying goodbye. And whatever you do, don't go
Outside.
La, da,